Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is staying inside as much as possible, staying safe and staying healthy. I do have one more video to show you on the LG V60 ThinQ and the dual screen case. Now, if you haven't caught my full review of this phone and its accessory over on Pocket Now, make sure you go do so. I talk about how this particular smartphone is actually a pretty good deal in the era of high-end 5G smartphones. A lot of 5G smartphones that have the top-of-the-line specifications tend to be over $1,000, and this one, even with its bundled unique accessory, can be under $900. That's a pretty good deal. Yes, the cameras can be better, but I still commend LG on having a great set of hardware on this smartphone, even if their software processing needs a further boost. But this video is not going to be really about the LG V60, it's more about this dual screen case. We're on the third one at this point, and clearly LG really believes in what makes their phone quite unique. So we're going to ask the question, who is the LG dual screen for? Okay, I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. If you're looking at the dual screen as an alternative to foldable screens that blow up to tablet sizes, this just isn't going to be like that. LG did try to bring more of that tablet-like experience to the dual screen by allowing certain applications to go into what is called a wide view, but there's one main problem with this implementation. That's this hinge in the middle. Now, in a couple of other sections in this video, you'll see why this hinge is actually really useful, but the one thing it does not succeed at is allowing for the screen to actually feel like a full, complete display. It just cuts right into the middle of the things that you would otherwise be trying to view. And if it's something like YouTube, well, no matter what orientation you do, that hinge is going to be right down the middle. There is one thing that I wish the dual screen would be a little bit better at, and that's a reading experience. LG has to work together with ebook readers like Amazon Kindle or anything like that, but it would be nice to have the app actually use both screens for that one purpose. So you have one page here and one page over here, rather than just having Kindle on one side and then you have to use that one screen to scroll through the pages. But the fact that you are able to have one app on one side and one app on the other means that this phone is for, surprise, surprise, the multitasker. Now, there are a lot of reasons why this might actually be a good thing, because there are times when we're doing research on Google, but we're also emailing or messaging somebody directly, and the info that we're searching for needs to be brought right over to the next screen. You're able to do that with this type of experience, and it makes the dual screen one of the most unique experiences for a smartphone. There are even times where, if you're like me, you're doing those two types of text things, but I still have a floating window of my YouTube playing. This is sort of the overachieving aspect of the next few people that I think this would work well for, and one of them is for media junkies. I mean, it's pretty obvious what you are able to do with one of the screens, and that's play video content on it. Imagine having Netflix on one side, and then you're also just taking a look at your social media via Twitter or Instagram on the other. And by the way, if you're wondering if you can have two media applications on at once in the dual screen, you kind of can, but as you click between the two applications, the one that you're on will actually pull focus, making the other one either lose audio or pause. So it's not really something that you could do, nor do I believe it's something that most people would want to do. You can have one game playing on one screen and then maybe YouTube on the other. This would actually be quite useful if you're maybe watching a walkthrough of the game that you're trying to complete, but this whole game and viewing experience is something I actually do with my dual screens right behind me. And literally with the LG dual screen, you could do the same thing on a smartphone. But let's go ahead and get into the gaming thing, and of course I did a full video on just all the different gaming experiences you can have on the LG V60 ThinQ with the dual screen. Now, there's a lot of things that you can do here, and obviously playing two games at once is a very rare occurrence, but I showed that it is possible. Probably far more common is the multitasking aspect I mentioned earlier, where you can play a game and also do some sort of text-based thing on the other side. But of course, one of the main reasons why the dual screen is such an interesting piece of kit is because LG put some extra thought into it. Maybe you will use one of the screens as the controller for the game playing on the other screen. I did only have one main gripe with the gaming mode here on the dual screen, and that is the fact that the built-in controllers, the ones that basically plug into your controller-supported game the way that an Xbox controller would or any other Bluetooth controller would, these are the controllers that are not customizable. Those buttons are exactly what you see, and there are certain buttons that are a bit too close together that you can't really be intentional with your presses, and in other controllers you aren't able to have certain buttons. It's just not customizable. In general, I'm just really happy that LG thought of this at all, so it is really nice to have this extra functionality on top of just the multitasking aspect. And I just hope that if LG is indeed going to be making way more of these in the future, that we get some of these things actually added in for future versions. We're all working from home right now, and things that are unique like this product would actually work pretty well for the work from homies, as I call them. Not everyone has a dual screen setup like I do. This is my laptop and then it's connected to a monitor. Some of you out there might just have a monitor. So if you were to have, let's say, your smartphone and maybe even a hinge, something that allows the screen to actually stand up a certain way, you can have this be your second screen. Whether it be YouTube or anything else, having that hinge actually stay where you want it to allows you to have another place to look at information that you might not be able to fit in your single screen or you don't want to have on your computer at the time. Another thing that's useful is you can turn it to the other side where the thinner part of the dual screen is where you are lying it down. And then the front-facing camera of the phone is tilted up for those video conferencing calls you're probably doing a whole lot. Just remember though that the phone itself is pretty heavy and large, so don't be surprised if the hinge does sort of droop a little bit over time. Just try to get it to just the right angle and make sure it stays that way. And me mentioning the size of the phone as well as the size of the entire package when you have it inside of the dual screen case means that this is not really for minimalists. I talk about this all the time whenever a phone is bigger than I expect it to be, but once you put the dual screen case on the LG V60 ThinQ, this is definitely a big thing to have in your pocket. You kind of need a deep pocket, literally, to accommodate this entire thing. But another thing to consider is that in order to do certain things with the LG V60 ThinQ, it's just better for you to take it out of the case anyway. Okay, here's a prime example. Let's say you want to do some photography or videography with the phone while it's in the case. For one thing, you can do it like this, where you kind of look like those people who have iPads and the case is just dangling down the bottom like this, or you can fold the entire case back, so that's a bit ergonomically better, but you're covering up all of the main sensors. It's at that point that you can do something a little different. There is a button here that allows you to turn on the rear, and that way you can actually flip it over, use the other screen as the viewfinder, but you're using the front-facing camera as your main shooter at that point. It's kind of nice that the person you're taking a picture of can see themselves and frame themselves properly, so it's not all your fault if they look horrible. However, you're only using that front-facing camera, and if you see my video over at Pocket Now, you would know that I'm not the biggest fan of this front-facing shooter. Of course, you could just take the phone out of the case and then just use it on its own, and that's actually an advantage of the dual screen case, because it's a case. With foldable smartphones, what you see is kind of what you get. You can't get the best experience out of a foldable phone without having it opened up all the way. And if you are able to use it in a smaller form factor, it just feels like a really bad consolation prize comparatively. And that leads me to the final person that the LG dual screen would be for, and it's someone looking for something different for less. This is going to be a weird way to put it, but I think the LG dual screen is great for those people who want to have a unique smartphone experience but are a little bit non-committal. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this entire package comes in at under $900, which is still kind of blowing my mind because this is a lot of kit for a price that you might expect to be way more. Those other foldables that I keep comparing this to, those can come in at least $2,000 sometimes. And that honestly is my main takeaway when it comes to the LG V60 ThinQ with the dual screen case. It's a very unique experience that is surprisingly accessible to a lot of people because the phone is available on many of the major carriers. So if you are looking for something different but you don't want to shell out so much, and maybe those foldables are a little bit intimidating and might not be as practical for some of you out there, well, this one is right here for you. Anyway, with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one of my last videos on my coverage of the LG V60 ThinQ. It's been a really good time using this particular device, and again, I do want to recommend to you to watch my full review of the smartphone over at Pocket Now. I'm doing a lot of reviews for them these days, so you can see supplemental coverage here on my channel, including things like this, where I ask the question, who is this for? Drop some likes on this video and tell me what you think about the LG V60 ThinQ in the comments as well. Look forward to even more videos here at my channel, so subscribe to it if you haven't already. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I would just remind you to enjoy your tea, everybody.